All right. So apparently there is more SAO stuff. Kirito replaced hands-on preview. Interesting. So this is like what, 3 different videos? Okay. We're gonna go through all these. We're checking all these out. I'm not sure about you guys, but I am very excited to play new SAO. Like very, 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 very excited. Like holy shit, dude. This is on PC. It looks like. Or maybe not, I don't know. This is more of like a, I mean, it feels like more of a slower paced game. If you know who it was, I'd cough on him. You should, yeah. So I know, I see if I can find it. There's an article. Okay, cool. Looks like they're in the town of beginnings, headed to a quest of some sort. And pick your partner. Looks like they have 3 choices right now. Shieldy healing chick, the tanky dude, and then Argo. I don't hate the run cycle. Run cycle's okay. Sound effects are a little loud personally, but it's fine. Dude is getting holy enemies. Getting staggered pretty heavily too. Oh, she's healing him. Nice. My block seemed to have given him something. Like some form of a buff or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, look at that. Happen again. Oh yeah, those are the sword skills. Okay. Oh, you can see the cooldowns on the right side there. You guys see that? See the cooldowns right here. That's actually really nice. Yeah, it feels kind of like the Fractured Daydream field. Did he just parry this dude? I think that was a switch. That's pretty cool. Okay, we're switching for a fight with Argo. Okay. Alright. Okay. We'll play with the dagger. I wasn't looking at damage numbers before this, but now I am kind of. I don't know, are they same level? Maybe they are. Oh, that was a switch. Okay, this wolf is literally doing nothing but lunging forward. Okay, maybe a couple of bosses might need some work. Dude, you're getting hit by this lunge. That's all it's done. It's done lunge 3 times in a row. It is triple lunge. You want to turn, it's gonna lunge again. That's a new one. There's like an aggro system that you can see. Other than the target looking at you. looks when you have threat, they're on your shit. Is he down? He's down, yeah. Yeah, I could use a little bit of work, it looks like. Oh, it looks like a rapier. Okay. That's one of the weapon types. Okay. Nice switches and weapons, yeah. Very high dex scaling, it looks like, for everything. At least for all the swords. So interesting. The rapier doesn't affect the sword or the shield slot at all. Yeah, the shield slot seems to be completely separated. How interesting. A mace slot or an axe slot. The shield slot seems to be completely unaffected by all of these. It's still there. How peculiar. But we've never seen anyone with a shield on their back while using a big weapon, right? Yeah, like he still has a shield there. Oh, he didn't select to use the weapon. Different outfits. I do like the vibe of like your gear changing with you as you unlock new shit, but it's always the problem of like, oh well, the thing that's really good for me, it makes me look like a clown and I hate it. I needed him to unlock or him to switch weapons so I could see the difference, you know. We already know about this system. Basically, every 5 levels gives you another skill on the right-hand side, so skill points do have some different effects. You can see modifiers as well. Okay. Damn. Yeah, that thing the business. Holy. That's some crazy range. That's a weird sword skill. Dude, he's calling for a switch and he's getting jumped. We got behind him. That's the third time he's called for a switch and I haven't seen anything like take advantage of that switch, you know? I was like the entry to a boss fight or something like that. Okay. They did this fight during the other playtest we saw. You know what's funny? Wiseman reminds me of a dot hat character. There was a dot hat character named Wiseman who was kind of similar. Instead of saying he was like a wizard type. Yo, he's getting like bullied. I think he's parried. Mechanics? Elizabeth like? Yeah, likely. But I imagine Elizabeth's gonna be in the game. And that fall animation, not the best, not the biggest fan of. I think he called threat there. Oh shit. Did you guys see that? Oh, he was already there. Hang on. When that happened. When that happened naturally, I want to say. Hang on. Let me back a little bit. And suddenly Wiseman's right there. I think he like teleported behind to him, like behind him, whatever, when he switched. The dash looks like a speedrunner tech again. Oh yes, fatal bullet speedruns. Yeah, because he was on the other side of the room before, if I remember correctly. I guess this is the primary one. Get around behind him. I wonder if backstabs are a thing. Yeah, I got a little full combo there. GG. Boss defeated. Yeah, there was a like. It seems like everyone has a unique like sort of ult they can use. They have two skills, like a skill and then like an ult. They were really hiding this in the back pocket, man. Like no one can release any footage. All right, everyone can release their footage now. Yo, can we get a demo version that goes into the full game? Game's stunning. Yeah, it absolutely. Like, it doesn't even just look good for an SAO game. It just looks good, like for a game in general. Proper mini map, you love to see it. Entries to different areas kind of show up on the, like, I like the vibe, dude. Also the subtle red crystal. I wonder if they're gonna be like NPC characters that are like orange or red because of PvP. I hate to say it, man, but this kind of feels like an SAO Souls-like in a sense. Like the slight vibe to it. Because like full stamina, very like slower paced fights, not like very deliberate movement. Enemies will kill you, regardless of what's going on. Like dude is consistently out of stamina. If this is the era of SAO games we get moving forward, I'm here for it, man. Okay. Can you show us a little bit of different? I want to see if he equips something else other than like a sword. If like it keeps the shield and stuff. The rapier again. Yes, they're showing that off. Oh, dagger. Can you equip it? Like equip something else other than the sword. Please do the same thing the other person did. I want to know. There we go. Yeah, you equipped the hammer and you lost the shield. Okay. Thank you. It looks like the gear has different modifiers on it too. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to is if the shield gave you less stat when you were there scrolling over it, you know? Because in SAO, like, their whole concept of using a sword was like if you don't have a shield, like with a shield, like you get better defenses, but it fucks with your agility. Which is why Kirito didn't carry a shield and why Asuna didn't carry a shield when she had a rapier. Which we knew Kirito wasn't carrying a shield because he was able to dual wield, but like fighting with a single sword also is the fact that he was able to not have agility loss or whatever. Yeah, that's how it worked in SAO was a shield supposed to give them negative agility passives. Like you had increased defense, but you wouldn't be as agile. Which makes sense. But that's why Asuna didn't carry a shield. That's why Kirito apparently at the beginning didn't carry a shield either. But like people that were playing tankier would carry a shield. And homie is doing his provoke. I feel like Wiseman might be kind of useless because it depends on how good his provoke is. Because if you're like pushing out max damage and threats based on damage, and his provoke isn't doing enough to actually give him threat, then he might be kind of useless. And that skill's cool, but it also looks kind of dumb. Yeah, he might just be cheeks, you know. Argo or healer? Probably healer most of the time, I feel like. On dagger gameplay. Yeah, you don't see dagger with a shield. I wonder if it's just sword and board. I do hope there's other unlocks first off. Argo be like, give it, where's the money? Is what Argo be like. Yeah, I'm curious if there are going to be any other unlockable weapon types. Or if they're going to stick with the simplistic at the very beginning. Yeah, in the past when you use switch, you usually would it would have your teammate kind of pop in and use a different attack. But the AI don't seem to be using it very well. Like they're saying switch, but nothing's really happening. That just looked like they changed their behavior. Yeah, I haven't seen any ranged weapons yet out there. Yeah, all we have is sword, board, dagger, rapier, great sword, hammer. Well, one-handed hammer and then two-handed hammer. That's all we've seen. But I don't know what uses sword or what uses shield if it's just sword, because I've only ever seen anyone with a sword use a shield. Also haven't seen anyone with, well, I guess other than Wiseman. Wiseman has a one-handed axe and he used to shield with that. Yeah, okay, yeah, then you switch and then it... Hang on, let me do this real fast. Hang on. Yeah, look in the top left. You see it's green. It's a few attacks. And then, like, his switch, and then it switches to him, like, in the back, I guess? I think it's, like, their formation, maybe? Yeah, the one-handed mace and axe share the same set. Just like the one-handed, or the two-handed great sword and great axe share the same set. Yeah, I think it's formation-based. Look, I think it is. Here it goes, happening in right here. So there's this, and if you look on the top left, he goes back into the formation for the front. She plays back. And then again, he goes in for the attack. And then... Yeah, okay, so it is forcing them to attack. Basically, so it's like a formation thing. Oh, this is rapier. Ooh, that frame rate didn't look good. That frame rate looks actually kind of cheeks. They need to release a demo for sure. If the game's gonna be single player, they should release a demo, like 100%. Switch seems to be, so in fights, you're fighting in two-man teams from what I can tell, and it looks like there's a positioning thing where it's like you play forward and your ally plays back, and then when you pop switch, like they push forward and you can kind of back up. Did you just fucking one-shot that thing? I guess looks like formation's like whatever right now. Yeah, it's like whatever right now. They're playing in the dark. Do you not have a thing you need for this place? I guess he sort of does. It has like a small light. Dude, the caves are fucking dark as shit. I guess he like requires you to have a light of some sort, and he has like a small light to be able to see in. Like his hair has like a small light on him, basically. They mentioned, because we saw this too during the other play session that they had, where the dude like went into a cave, but he ended up leaving because he didn't have the light source to be able to see it very well in there. And that looked a bit better than what the other guy was looking at. Oh, fuck. Better than what the other guy was looking at, but not much better. So it's got to be a situation of like maybe different levels of light or something like that. It's going to be like you'll be able to explore caves and certain things like that. He is now a great sword. Okay, ahead of that same boss fight from before. This plant man is going to be getting his ass beat in so many demo previews. Immediately knocked over. Immediately knocked over again. That's gonna irritate the fuck out of me. Dude has been able to swing twice for getting knocked over. I hope we do get a demo, man. Like, legitimately. Oh shit, here we go. Giving them business, dude. He's giving them the business. Is the blue bar sword gauge skill stuff? A sword skill? A sword skill gauge? Yeah, that's definitely the button. Okay. Yeah, the frame rate is struggling, dude. That is not a good feeling. That's why I hope we get a demo. That way we can find out for ourselves, you know. Using axe. And it's just one-handed axe by itself, I just realized. Okay, so like the shield isn't required. This is the first time we've seen a one-handed weapon without the shield. But we know that you can put this with the shield because that's what Wiseman uses. He uses the hammer. He uses the mace, which is in the same category.
In Echoes of Aincrad, you return to the world of Sword Art Online and relive the 100 flaws of Aincrad. But instead of following Kirito's journey, you create your own character and take the lead. After getting hands-on with the demo, there are some ideas that genuinely stand out and some areas that clearly need refinements. So without further ado, let's dive in.
Alright, let's see what's up.
Just like in the anime, you are stuck in a virtual world with 10,000 other players. The only way out is to clear all 100 floors and defeat the final boss. Our session focused on a single dungeon-like quest. The objective sounds simple: explore the map, unlock teleport points, defeat mobs to level up, and eventually take down a boss. However, despite being labeled a dungeon, this stage feels surprisingly long. Enemy density is high, and one small mistake can easily send you back to your previous teleport point. That means replaying long stretches
Or delete your save data.
Of the map again. At first, this creates
Die in the game, die in real life.
Over time, that loop starts to feel repetitive and mentally draining. There is also a design limitation worth mentioning. While inside the dungeon, you cannot change equipment, reallocate stats, or switch partners. All adjustments must be done back in town, which makes sense from a narrative perspective, but compared to modern action RPG standards, it does feel slightly restrictive. The progression system revolves around leveling up, stat allocation, weapon specialization, weapon skills, and partner selection. Defeating enemies and completing objectives grant experience, and each level provides points that can be invested into core attributes such as HP, strength, agility, and wisdom.
I missed something.
There are also weapon-specific stat paths, allowing you to tailor your build according to your preferred combat style. Whether you prefer fast and agile gameplay or heavier damage-focused builds, the system gives you that flexibility. On paper, this game shows strong potential for build diversity. The demo includes 6 weapon types: sword, rapiers, maces, daggers, two-handed sword, two-handed axes. The first 3
there's a chance that the demo only has certain weapons and there are other weapons further on, you know?
Be paired with shields, while the two-handed weapons cannot, obviously. Each weapon type has its own animations, feel, and dedicated skill set. According to the developers, each weapon will have around 10 skills, and players are free to mix and match them to form their ideal loadout. The variety is there, but the real question is how it feels in motion. However, we will talk about that in a minute. 3 partners were available in the demo, each with unique skills and ultimate ability. Iori focuses on support, offering a healing circle skill and a combined multi-hit ultimate attack. Wiseman is a pure damage dealer with high output attack skills. Argo specializes
Wiseman is the damage dealer. Homie has a taunt.
In information, scanning the map, and briefly revealing enemies behind walls. Partner abilities require a field energy gauge, which builds up during combat. Choosing the right partner significantly changes your combat rhythm and strategy,
I think you're a little mistaken, sir.
Tougher encounters. Now let's talk about combat. Combat is built around light attacks, heavy attacks, 3 weapon skills, 3 types of counters, and partner abilities. The 3 counters include a dodge counter triggered after a perfect dodge, a parry counter activated after a perfect block, and opening counter used the moment a blue circle appears on the enemy. All 3 of them require precise timing and quick reactions, making them difficult to execute consistently. Unfortunately, the overall combat flow in this preview did not feel very smooth. Animation transitions often fail to change seamlessly. For example, attempting to follow a light attack with a heavy attack sometimes causes the character to pause completely, as if the input did not register. These interruptions make fights feel stiff and mentally exhausting. Weapon skills deal high damage and look flashy, but they come with cooldown timers. Partner abilities have no cooldown, yet require energy built through regular attacks. Because the basic attack flow feels clunky and normal hits do not feel especially rewarding, you end up relying heavily on skills. And when everything is on cooldown, you are left with stiff basic attacks, which creates a frustrating combat loop. Enemy density adds another layer of difficulty. Mobs are tightly grouped, varied in type, and the aggro system is very sensitive. Attacking one enemy often pulls the entire surrounding pack, sometimes mixing different enemy types together. If the characters...
Fun fact, that is an SAO thing. That is not just the game thing. That's some keeping to the actual storyline of SAO. Because one of the issues or one of the concerns is when you attack a specific enemy or a specific pack nearby others, of it linking or pulling.
Set felt smoother and more responsive, this might have been manageable. But with the current combat limitations, even basic mob clearing can feel unexpectedly challenging. Interestingly, the boss fight was not the hardest part. The demo boss, a trio of flower-like monsters, had relatively simple and readable attack patterns, fairly manageable. The real struggle lies in surviving the long mob-filled path before even reaching the boss. Overall, this demo gives us a solid look at the core system of Echoes of Aincrad. The weapon variety, partner mechanics, and progression system.
Oh, you can adjust your partner's weapons too.
However, sluggish combat flow, repetitive dungeon pacing, and overwhelming mob density significantly impact the overall experience. With further refinement to animation transitions and encounter balance, this return to Aincrad could become far more engaging. But for now, we will be...
I disagree with the thought process about the animations and enemy density. So there's a few things you have to keep in mind that's possible that's going on here. One is the choices of animations and attacking. This could be a situation where he's trying to string together combos that aren't intended to work and he's being punished by doing them. That is always a possibility when it comes to combos themselves. Like if something's not supposed to work, then like it just kind of stops and there's supposed to be like, you know, delay there. It could be like animation cancels or linking that needs to happen or something along those lines. So that I'd have to get my hands on it and actually try it myself to know exactly what's going on. But that just sounded like a I'm trying to link a heavy attack into a light attack string and it's not working. And it's like you're not supposed to be able to do so in that given circumstance. That's also a possibility. And two, like enemy density is kind of what I'm getting the vibe of is they're trying to make it seem like you're in a dangerous death game. Like you're in Aincrad, right? Like you're going through the different floors. And yes, the dungeon seems long and seems open, like very big, but that's the whole point. The whole purpose was that you were able to teleport out of the dungeon once you hit certain teleport points and then come back to it again after you've upgraded your gear and changed things. And that's the whole point of you getting teleport points was like you pushing forward in the dungeon, getting to a certain point, being able to teleport out and then going back, like, you know, come back to town, get your gear together, reconvene and then go back out there again, which is interesting because that's exactly how the vibe of SAO was supposed to be in the original from the original series. Like you can, it's very common, like you'll see it actually one of the more famous ones that you can see is when Kirito actually goes out with Asada on a training field trip, or not training field trip, but like they go out to like, it's kind of like a mini date or whatever kind of thing when they're going out to fight a bunch of enemies or whatever, and on a picnic. It was a picnic, and like they stop and they eat and whatever and they chill and they go back out. But then like they come across a group of dudes that are going after the boss, right? And like they talk about that fact that they've been pushing through the entire time. They look exhausted. They're about to pass out or whatever, and they haven't been taking it in chunks. That's the whole purpose, right? Like, and keep in mind, we're essentially inside of a giant dungeon with towns in between. So like if we're going through the Aincrad story, we're going through different floors. Each floor in itself is a massive dungeon that's going to continue to go upwards and upwards and upwards until we get to the floor 100, which is supposed to be like, you know, the final floor or whatever. So that makes perfect sense. So from like a design perspective, like a design choice, I sort of get it. I get what they're kind of going for here. We'll have to see if it actually works out that way. But like that was the whole purpose of SAO, right? Like that was the whole way that it was supposed to work. So I actually kind of like this a whole lot. And again, the enemy density thing, all that stuff, like that's supposed to be, that's a feature of like them trying to be closer to the games or the actual show itself. As far as like the whole enemies leashing and things like that, I believe they show that off originally in a show. I'm trying to think of like a really good example for it. Actually, the movie did a good job of showing this off. The movie was when, or during the movie, from Asuna's perspective, she thinks she lost her, like her friend thinks that she dies, right? And she thinks that she doesn't make it because Asuna attacked a specific enemy, got away, and it caused like a horde of enemies to come around, which is supposed to be their whole like leashing thing. And they talk about the whole leashing perspective thing during that, when you pull other enemies alongside of it, right? Like that was a whole concept that's happened quite a few times. So like it's a thing. It's a thing, you know.
More satisfying combat experience. That is all for our Echoes of Aincrad preview. What do you guys think of this game? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like,
we need a
share,
demo.
and
I need a
subscribe
demo
for more
like really
content
heavily.
like this. Thank you for watching.
It might just be like me just not, I won't say not believing, but like I need to get my hands on it and try it out myself. This is the first time we're playing our own our canonical like character, because again, the Fatal Bullet protagonist is the Fatal Bullet protagonist. They are like they're a canonical character. They're actually a dude in the lore itself. So we'll have to see it. He probably, like myself, didn't watch the anime, so doesn't get it. Yeah, he probably just doesn't understand it, which is understandable from that perspective. But like a little bit of research goes a long freaking way. Let's see. Echoes of Aincrad. Switch joined battle system is also the same as the original. Experience the sense of accomplishment and tension of surviving Aincrad, which is adjacent to death. Yeah, they're trying to give you the vibe of playing in a death game. Like, I get that. Yeah, they're staying. It seems like they're staying very true to the anime and the novels and things like that. They're trying to build you into the protagonist of the death game itself, right? Which makes a lot of sense, especially since they're supposed to be in the future a death game mode, right? With a death game mode, that whole concept of like overwhelming odds, overwhelming pressure, linking enemies and things of that sort, like all that stuff is going to be really, really important to make it feel like it actually matters. Because if not, then you're just going to like farm up and then just roll stuff, you know? If it's not like a danger to you pushing forward consistently, not upgrading your gear, not taking a break, not going back to town, things of that sort, like death game isn't going to really feel like death game unless they make it so it's like stupidly overpowered. They kind of have to punish you a little bit. That's why I said it felt very similar to that of almost like a Souls-like, in a sense where it feels a little like there's more pressure than there usually is in that situation. So kind of cool. But that says, let's see, start online below SAO reboot Aincrad or Aincrad edition of okay. This is gonna be really, really jank and broken since it's just directly Google translated basically. Rebooted title name Echoes of Aincrad by Namco is scheduled to release it on July 9th. Steam version will be released on July 10th, and compatible models are PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. One of the features of this work is the main character is not Kirito, but the player himself. Yeah, this is very different. This isn't, again, people are like, oh, but Fatal Bullet. No, the Fatal Bullet protagonist is a canonical character. We just played as the Fatal Bullet protagonist. I can't remember what his name was though. This time we're like, we're not customizing a canonical character in the series. It is just us, is the CAC, which does make a difference. Rather than the heroic experience through Kirito, the main character of the original work, the main character of the original, okay, which has been focused on previous home games. You can enjoy. Okay, that's broken as hell, but nothing important to pull from there. This time I had the opportunity to try out a certain subquest, so I'll report on the play focusing on exploration battle. Please know that I've already taken the original novel and anime. For Aincrad edition, his favorite characters are the blacksmith girl Elizabeth, the fisherman Nishida. Okay. Also, I'm looking forward to seeing them both. Are you saying that's his favorite characters? Okay. Full systems that allow you to enjoy whatever this is supposed to be. All right. On a map to advance to the field. Location of your notebook is gradually. Activities made filler says Aincrad. Kirito and his friends also had activity safety areas. I also like that by activating safety areas scattered around the city or around the country, I guess around the zone. Information such as topography of the area and treasure chests can be revealed. Oh, that's pretty dope. A sense of accomplishment as I mapped it out, a sense of elation. as to what kind of adventures I would enjoy in the future. Okay. Fast Field has a variety of tricks, motivate you to explore, make you want to take a detour. This time, in addition to the treasure chest, you're able to see ceiling barriers, arcs, and tips gimmick. Okay, I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Sealed barriers and arcs are elements that release a sealed place where you, so this is where you fight the sealed enemies. Looks like it's red, yeah. You fight the sealed enemies or whatever. A formidable boss will appear when you defeat it. You'll be able to lift the sealed barrier that works with you, allowing you to move on. The tips gimmick also features viewpoints scattered throughout the world. When you research it, it's registered database. It's like viewpoints and like lookout spots or whatever. That's kind of cool. I was impressed by how belligerent the monsters roaming the field were. When the player notices, when they notice the player, they relentlessly chase after them. And they're also enemies that attract friends. See, yeah, this is a very, very big thing. Not only do the enemies find you and they relentlessly chase you, they also attract other people or other enemies around, which is the whole purpose. Overwhelming odds can happen very quickly. That's the whole kind of vibe of the whole Aincrad situation. Prioritize exploration and move without defeating monsters. You may feel your life is in danger as multiple monsters chase you around. I was thrilled to remember the MMORPG I played a long time ago. The field is vast. We also follow a path that you can reach your destination. You can point a pin to the place you want to go. If you enter a water hole, you will be forced. If you enter a water hole, you'll be forced back to land, making it easy to get lost. I'm assuming it's saying you can't swim, and if you fall in water, you just like teleport back up or something. Making it easy to get lost. I felt friendly. Okay, I wasn't able to explore carefully this time. There were some recreations of the city Aincrad. I'm looking forward to exploring the city after it's released. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the town of beginnings. And if things work the way that they did in Aincrad, there's supposed to be multiple towns you'll go to as you're like moving upward through Aincrad. The exhilarating feeling of mastering a variety of weapons and fighting alongside your friends. In battles with monsters, you fight by making use of normal light attacks and heavy attacks, registered sword skills, evasions, and guards. The main character can equip 6 types of weapons: one-handed sword, thin sword, rapier, a one-handed club, the axe/mace, dagger, two-handed sword, two-handed axe/two-handed mace. In addition to being able to take different actions, continuing to use those weapons increases your proficiency and allows you to learn new sword skills. One-handed swords can be equipped with a shield, but two-handed swords cannot, very obviously. This time I played with one-handed sword and thin sword and two-handed sword. One-handed sword is quick and easy to handle, but with no quirks in action. With no quirks in action and good balance of attack speed and reach. Sword skills are both highly powerful in one hit and a wide range of attacks, allowing the maneuver flexibility. Let's just talk about the different weapons. Thin sword, which is thrusting, had good range, and forward had excellent attack speed. Many sword skills were lunging, also unique. And he's also unique in that he can counter skills to counter attack when attacked by enemies. So rapier had a counter attack skill. Last two-handed sword had a long reach, perfect attack power. I wonder if perfect attack power is referring to like perfect time of swings, increasing attack power or something like that. But maybe the attack power being perfect as it felt really good because he had a big weapon. Although the number of moves is small, I felt that sword skill had a big gap. But it was exhilarating to be able to attack at a wide range with so much power. Another feature is that it is equipped with a partner system that allows you to enjoy the switch unique to SAO. You can choose a buddy from among partners with various skills and characteristics to take on quests accordingly to your purpose, situation, playstyle, etc. And this trial, in addition to Argo, who appeared in the original work, we were able to partner with original characters Iori and Wiseman. Wiseman again kind of reminds me of Wiseman from .hack. Parties can freely switch between 2 modes. Fight together in addition to free mode, which allows you to freely attack enemies. There's also switch mode, which your partner takes targets and attacks to cover you while recovering stamina after an attack. Oh yeah, because they had the whole stamina management system. In battle, using attacks, dodges, dashes, etc. consume stamina. When stamina is decreased, actions become unusable. So managing stamina is important. Fight alongside your friends and make it easier to manage your stamina. Fighting alongside your friends makes it easier to manage your stamina, and it was exciting when you were able to successfully switch Vanguard and switch mode. Another point that partners can use support skills and combination skills. Releasing cooperation with players, Argo's analysis allows you to see the location of surrounding enemies, treasure chests, through walls and terrain. The effects of support skills are rich in variety, such as deploying a recovery area in Yori's heal zone. In addition, the effects of combination skills were different, and the effects inserted when activated also enliven the battle. Okay. Felt the reproducibility was high because of the reproduced SAO, Aincrad, battles. Yeah, this just feels like they're trying to build a very gritty, like beat you down sort of game, which I'm kind of for it. During the quest, physical strength and stamina recovery methods are limited, so it's important to be able to defeat the enemy without being attacked. However, if you're surrounded by enemies and feel anxious, you will neglect managing the stamina. I can't avoid it in an emergency, even in a pinch. Makes sense. To have an average level of action games, I was able to enjoy the tingling interactions of even with so-called enemies. The mistake is that it is equipped with systems such as parry, which protects enemy attacks in a timely manner, and just dodge, which evades enemy attacks in a timely manner. In addition to these, when the blue ring effect is displayed during an attack, you can press the button to repel an enemy's attack and take advantage of the opportunity to create a reversal slash, which your partner attacks the opponent. It also makes it easier to experience a sense of accomplishment and exhilaration. Not only do you like action games, okay, this again, translation stuff, but you can also change the difficulty level midway through. So even those who are not good at it, be able to enjoy depending on the player skills. There's a difficulty slider. Okay. That is what it is. That's fine. I'm not really worried about that. So we're just going to hike it up to max below death game mode, and then we'll probably play death game mode afterwards. This work allows you to experience life and death in Aincrad through both exploration and combat. I didn't play much this time. The main character's build and systems, equipment, and customization seemed to be rewarding, and I felt like I could enjoy the joy of developing my own main character. Furthermore, it is said that it is equipped with a death game mode, which allows you to experience a more simulated death game in Aincrad. This mode is released by clearing the story, scheduled for early release as a bonus in the higher edition, and reproduces the original setting of game over equals save data erasure. Exactly, game over equals death in the real world. So when we die in SAO in the death game world, when we die in the game world, I'm just gonna die IRL, dude. It's over. The author who died once during this trial doesn't seem to be able to clear the game even if he stands on his head, but he admires the staff who have this crazy mode in a good way, saying it looks like it's going to be exciting with the streaming and live commentary. We've heard about the development history of this work and the reasons why death game mode was born in an interview, so please check it out as well. I am all for a hardcore mode. Like, that's super cool. And I'm actually glad, and this is gonna sound terrible and it's gonna sound insane. Yeah, if I die, the stream ends, dude. But I like the fact that it's not like you die and then it just takes you off of death game mode or something, right? Like it deletes your save data. As insane as that sounds, I actually like that. Because then there's like, there's an extra level of oh shit behind it, In other games, like it's very common. Like I think Diablo does this, and so does Path of Exile. Like when your character dies, they just put you back into like you have the regular mode, right? Like you're out of hardcore mode, which is like, I get it, but also like, kind of lame. Like just nuke the character. You lose him. He's gone forever. Start over. Have fun. There's this extra level of like psychological damage when your character is just literally gone. Like you can't look at him. You can't see anything you had beforehand. It's over, Oh, so we do see the models. So no Asuna. We see Kirito's outfit, which he looks good, man. He looks really good. And then Argo. Yeah, Kirito looks good. And he's single sword. Cool. I'm here for it, dude. I am absolutely here for it. Holy long video. Hopefully this gets edited down. Sorry in advance, MKP. But if you're watching some of our YouTube, we're definitely gonna be playing this for sure. Hopefully as soon as possible. Hopefully there's a demo soon. Like fingers crossed. But yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, love you guys. Take care. Peace out, dudes.